learn and so much to gain and also to give. The students seems to be having a lot of questions. When I was there, they asked a lot of questions regarding Muslims and life as a teenager in Malaysia.
This is the last workshop that I did. It's called Nagara. Nagara is actually about Lembah Bujang in Malaysia. In November, Ananya is coming to make the work here, and hopefully we will stage this work in New York. So the Fulbright has opened up to really continuous collaborations between scholars and artists.
It's been a great experience with this program.
And I had a few other professors and lecturers who were very supportive of the idea of me going for such a program, given the benefits that you would derive from such an international exposure.
We do the selection here in Malaysia before you go. We interview you, look at your files, your applications and all, and then finally we make a decision, and we're very happy to see you go off. But it's really when you come back that we are so happy to see you, because now you've had the experience. And from what I've seen so far, everyone's had a good experience.
And as you probably heard many times, Senator Fulbright was a great champion of this for many decades, a very influential and important senator in our Congress. And I think what the Fulbright program has long been the premier U.S. government exchange program. I'm just delighted that you all were able to participate in it.
Well, for all educators, all Malaysian teachers, I just want all of the teachers, I think they should have this experience, okay?
To look at America from a slightly different perspective. Previously, I was looking at it from the student point of view. You're always busy, but this time, I had much more time to look closely into the culture.
First year, did notice the professors there are not required to punch in. Here we had to punch in and out. But there you don't have classes, you don't have to come to the.
I do not have any experience in the United States before. When I went there, I see that actually their teaching, learning, and assessment practices are very different from our local university.
I met all the big names in dance, in the dance studies, people who has written books about dance studies. So I managed to meet them and talk to them and ask their opinions about your own work and how you can go forward and things like that.
I learned another methodology of doing research, which is the more quantitative methodology, you see. So when I come back, then I would be able to have more tools to do research and evaluation to evaluate the programs here.
And the first trip was to Florida, and I was with 2 other zoos attached, and I took the opportunity to visit many other zoos in the US and develop the linkage and the contact and the networking with the zoo people of America and also to our zoo, particularly in Malaysia.
I really wanted to come because when Rogaya called me for a meeting, I couldn't come for something,
So if any one of you think you have something to offer, you want to offer something to FARM and participate.
So Fulbright Alumni of Malaysia, FARM, is an association whereby the alumni of Fulbrighters, after they come back to Malaysia, they get together. So we get together and we organize community activities, outreach programs. We network with other alumni associations, and we try to promote Fulbright spirit in terms of giving talks. Yeah. So I would like to encourage all of you out there to actually give it a try with Fulbright application, because it's a good opportunity to actually work with an expert in the US. All you need is a good proposal, a good idea, and work it out so that it looks feasible and it utilizes the American expertise and the Malaysian indigenous cultures, languages, technology, you know. So once you have that and you can convince the interviewers, you're on your way.
Well, first of all, we do like to see students who have done well in their studies, so they usually will have good grades. But that's not the main thing. We're not necessarily just looking at those with the top marks and these are the ones. We're looking for people who know what they want to do in the US, why they want to go there. Because it isn't necessarily for everyone, but we don't like to see people who necessarily have good grades but say, well, I'll go off to the US because it has famous universities, for example. Well, that's not a good enough reason. We want to see someone who really knows, I want to go to the US because I can get this done or I can do that, and when I come back to Malaysia, this will help me in my career, etc. So people with a good idea of what they want to do. We also like to see people who are mature, because we realize it's not necessarily easy to go live in another country, and adapting and that type of thing does take a certain maturity. And we like to see people who are going to represent Malaysia well as well. People who are outgoing, can speak well, and present a good picture of Malaysia. So there's no list of certain criteria. We look at the whole person. And then we also like to see, each year when we send out a group of students, we like to see a variety of different fields. We don't like to see all of them going off in business or engineering or whatever. We like to see some in social sciences, some humanities, some engineering, whatever. But just get a good spread of different fields. No, well, if this is going out to Malaysian students, I encourage them to apply because, as I say, the opportunities are good. If they have any questions or worries, contact us. Contact Kalis here at MACEE, and she can explain the process and set them at ease that it's not so hard, and the whole thing can be done fairly quickly. And we're looking for good people. And if we're just simply, you do not have to be the top of your class in order to get a Fulbright. We're looking for good students who simply know what they want to do and look ready to do it.
The upcoming programs are for 2012-2013, and our announcement will be out sometime in March, April. And all our programs are usually closed 1 year ahead. So students will have to apply prior to the deadline. So we're really looking at strong application with a very clear and focused proposals. So that's what we really look at.
Students must know exactly what they want to do.
Exactly. And again, it depends on what type of programs that the students are applying for. So various programs has different requirements. Some programs are master's programs, PhD, graduate programs. They have to be very focused in their objective statement of purpose. For the scholar program, they have to tell us what they want to do, a research or lecturing in the US, and what is their scope. And for the graduates, for the exchange program, we want the student to learn, to share their experience, and to tell us what are they looking for, what they need to learn, and what they want to learn from the United States.